Hey, Royals. I got knocked off real quick. Like I had told Maddox, I needed him to land the plane a little bit sooner because my live was coming to an end. And I don't think he fully understood that. Um, I don't think he fully understood that my live was coming to a close. And that's why we needed him to wrap it up a little bit quicker. But Maddox, you can definitely come back on the live since I have to, close this out and everything. Um, but that's what I was saying to you about landing the plane is because it's saying he can't join now. I don't know what's going on. Okay, let me try again. Okay.
Yeah. So like I was saying, not to piggyback on that, but I was just saying is that the narrative is that when the woman, her Scarlett, insulted him, and then he returned back the same energy, people are saying automatically he jealous of her because why would you embarrass your girl that way? And they're skipping the part of why we got that way. I'm not saying that it was okay for him to do that. No, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying
Okay.
is it's not okay for her to do it. We got to address the initial thing trigger that made that happen.
Okay.
Had she never told about his man father, or to be known to out guys out on live who she's dating. Once somebody return the same energy out, it paint her as the victim, and I'm saying
Okay.
that's not cool.
No,
So mind you,
it's not.
so my thing is he could just be an asshole person or be telling the truth that she's not pretty at this moment. And I get what you're saying. Why do that on live? That's why I said they both childish because she did this to herself. That's what I'm saying. It's not
Okay.
automatically jealousy. It could be jealousy, you never know, but it's not automatic jealousy.
Okay.
That's all
But
I'm
I,
saying.
I was just saying in general that there is a lot of jealousy and hate in relationships. If you're jealous of your
I,
partner, it could.
I agree.
So that's basically what I was just talking about. She is the opener for my conversation, but it's not the conversation about her. It's just in general about being in a relationship where there's jealousy and there shouldn't be. And that's a toxic relationship that you need to leave out of.
No,
That's
I agree.
that's
No, go ahead.
okay. So that's just basically what it was. I was just using her as a jump off point to talk about relationships because there's a relationship concern, that
Yeah,
she was going through.
because
So that's basically it.
yeah. So before I leave, but my only point is when 'cause I thought what you were saying about jealousy overall, which I said I agree with, because it happens on either or. It can happen either way. It's not cool. But when you start saying that he jealous of her, she never embarrassed her. That's why I asked you the question: could it be something that we don't know about? And depending on how you respond to that question, would let me know if you watched the full beginning part of the video or not, and you didn't know. So you said, "Oh shit, you didn't know that was hit in the beginning." So
Mm-hmm.
as I was saying, all right, because shade room is known to be biased. They're known to be biased. If it's a black person versus a white person, they're gonna spin narrative racial. If it's a guy versus a woman, they're gonna spin it as the woman automatically the victim. And what they do, and I can't follow Shade Room because Shade Room is a mixy ass platform. I
Okay.
do my own individual thing. So I don't want to inform you on that. Like maybe it could be,
Well,
he could be jealous.
I didn't just go to the shade room, but that was like I'm just saying that was where if people wanted to go have a place to go to what I'm talking about, that's where they could go and possibly get the information because I'm not I mean I write down my sources and so people can go back to them, but I saw a whole bunch of different ones. So the one that I can remember the most is the shade room, which is the most recent that I saw about talking about it. So that's why I just use it as a reference point.
Cause my thing is too, a lot of these on site, the Shade Room, um, Spiritual War, all these mixy ass social media platforms with
Hmm.
fake ass journalist background, they just mixy. They put out false snaps all the time. And if people go to TikTok and these places to get your information from, you are a fool. Not saying you, but you are a fool. I got the idea. Let me do my own individual homework on it. That's what black people should do as a whole, right? But we
Hmm.
listen to these people, and I started asking myself, why nobody call out these platforms? 'Cause if there was white people, they would be called out for doing that same exact thing. And I started looking into the research. and I found out most of these mixy websites are are b- are controlled by black women or black men. They're controlled by these people, and I'm like, most of them not even American, they African. Most of them are African, making fun of the black people in America, and no one even looks at this shit. And I
Mhm.
can't stand it with a passion because they're pushing this whole "we need our man back" reverse. We don't need no man type of thing by pitting these women as victims. Oh, easy. The man always gotta be the bad person. So my thing is, like Kevin Saint, for example, he will have a platform and he would come at men for 5 years straight. 5 years straight, he destroying men. The minute during COVID, he came at women. He agreed with the woman saying she's average, she's a 5. He'd agreed with her because she rated herself. Women
Mhm.
started to paint this man as he was coming at women. Even the shit room was doing that same thing. And if you watch the whole Kevin Samuels show, he's not actually coming at women. It's a bunch of great men and women having combos with him, no arguments. But the shade room gonna clip it up and put the one out there when he just returned the energy back to the girl who disrespected black men or him. But they'll say, why he coming out? He's sassy. But you forget that the fact that the girl called him gay first and come at him
Mhm.
or come at black men. And the shade room are known to do that. That's why I can't stand shade room. I can't stand spiritual world. I'm blocked from spiritual world. I can't stand on site. I can't stand Zeus Network. Because these same places is the destruction of black culture.
Okay.
That's all I want to say.
I will agree with you, but that's because they don't mind exploiting bad behavior and people are willing to exploit themselves. So you
Facts.
can't
True.
have the you can't have one without the
I
other.
agree.
So that's that.
Because if that was Jerry Springer, they'd be like, "Oh my God, Jerry Springer." I said, at the every Jerry Springer episode, there's a message at the end of the episode. No one's pays no mind to the message, but I did as a kid. He will put them on the show. These are willing participants that's willing to be exploited, right? But at
Hmm.
the end of the show, it's a message that we all can learn from this dysfunction. No one's at every Jerry Springer show, no one says, "What was the purpose of the episode?" They just remember the fights.
Hmm.
But every episode is a message to it, and I always got it. And then they say, "Oh my God, Jerry Springer's making black people look bad." And I said, "What you said? It had to have been willing participants for that to even happen in the first place." So
Hmm.
you call out Jerry Springer or Vlad TV, but black people refuse to call out Shade Room, and Zeus Network. I think Zeus Network is far worse than Jerry Springer.
Okay.
It's far
Hmm.
worse. There's something called Baddies, and the auditions is about like 700 women looking stink fighting each other. And if a security guard were to break it up, they'll get mad at the security guard and turn victim to the security guard. I'm like, what? This is kind of the women on there fight the security guards, and if a security guard was to move her, they make her the victim all of a sudden.
I, I'm sure, but what the difference is that I kind of block myself from low vibrational shit. So I don't watch Zeus Network. I don't watch a lot of the reality shows that are out here because they're low vibrational. I only can watch one gangster show. Like
One gangster
seriously, no,
show?
I only can watch Power and then that's it. And then I'm
I got
watching
you.
something else. I can't watch multiple shit that's going to be low vibrational. So I mean I hear you, but I can't even take that in. That's why I'm talking the way I'm talking right now is because I'm about us building a bridge together and connecting. You know, I'm not against the man versus woman. I'm about us coming together. We need each other. We were made to be with each other. We weren't made to be apart. So for us to be constantly at each other's throat, yes, I know that there's been so much trauma, so much history that has brought us to where we are. But like I said, as us becoming elders, we need to now go back and teach the younger generation about what's best. Well, not what's best, but what can be better
I agree with
and to heal themselves.
I agree with you 100%. But you see how like me and you on different ends of the spectrum, but we got the same goal. We got the same
Okay.
goal of making it together. It might not seem that way to you because you so way on the opposite side, and I'm more on the opposite side of the gutter. I'm in the trenches in the gutter, and I see the raw reality. What it is that we men and women are at odds right now, right? We
Mm-hmm.
blaming the women, women blaming the men, right? And what I'm saying is that blame is on both sides. To be honest, it's on both sides. So I point out the issues to solve the problem. You cannot solve a problem without identifying the issues first. That's my
Mm-hmm.
method. Your method is I'm not focused on negativity. I'm only focused on peace. But you still want men and women to come together. I focus on the. You see what we're doing right here? How we hurt each other? We must identify we got a sickness to find the cure for the sickness. You on the
I understand
other side.
that, and you do. However, beating a dead horse is something that I'm a little bit different. That's where I'm like, if a person's not going to, everybody is taught different ways. That's why they say you know, a visual learner, auditory learner, and stuff like that. So just because it's Kool-Aid doesn't mean that I'm naturally going to drink that flavor. So that's what I'm saying to you is that, like, yes, I get it that we're on different ends, clearly. um, but the thing is that focusing on the negativity is just part of it. You have to find solutions. You have to get to the healing because we can bash each other all day. I think people get lost in the negativity, and that's why I don't like to focus on it. Not focus on it, but I don't like it to be that is where our blinders are
I get what you're saying.
because
I get what you're saying.
do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it is. It's like, yes, I acknowledge the negatives. You can't move forward out without acknowledging it. However, the healing should be more important than focusing on the trauma. You know, because people are
Well,
quick to be like, "Oh my goodness, my mom did this, my dad did this, and this." Okay, but now you are 40. What responsibility are you going to take in that? And that's the
I
whole thing. People
agree.
aren't going to focus on that. They're not focusing on their own healing. And I feel that that is where we differ in that because I just feel like, and this is my feelings, that I feel that a lot of times on people on your platform are going to focus on just the negativity and be like mom and dad, instead of saying you're a grown adult. You now have to take
No, but that's my
responsibility for your
point. My
actions.
point is accountability. That's the whole point. But then, mind you, people are always going to take what they want to take from it because people just don't comprehend messages the same. For example, right? It's like saying we need doctors, but we don't need surgeons. We need surgeons, right?
Oh, yeah,
And
I don't understand.
surgeons only focus on the the negative part to cut it or fix it to make it positive.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always for the purpose of healing.
Yeah.
So you're not a surgeon, but I'm the surgeon. So surgeons don't go and cut people up who already 100% healthy. They're gonna go to remove the cancer. So the mind is to focus on the negative to remove the cancer. The mind is to, yo, that person need a some type of got a bad liver. So I'm gonna focus on the bad liver to remove it to get them a new liver or a new kidney or however the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
That's what surgeons do. They don't focus on the good only. They focus on their mainly focus is to focus on the problem. So they can fix the problem so you can have a better life.
Mm-hmm.
That's me.
Mm-hmm.
I go in there raw, uncut, I get bloody, but I'm trying to remove the tumor from the black community. So y'all, we have a tumor here. While you're ignoring it, it's growing. No, I can't focus on negativity, but the negativity is still there. It's still growing.
Mm-hmm.
So mind you, that's where I come into play. If you want to focus on negativity, that's fine. Once I heal this person, you take a hold of them and you make them whole. But
Mm-hmm.
that I can't because if we ignore the negative is still going to be growing. That's how we get generational curses. Because
Mm-hmm.
everybody ignore the negative, and they're going to keep going and going and going until it becomes normal. And
Okay.
when I grew up, like you said, I'm a little older than you. I'm 40. How old are you?
I'm uh, we're around the same age, Max. You're just a year older older than me.
All right, we look young. So my thing is, yeah. So my thing is, me growing up, I really thought it was kind of normal seeing people with mothers and no fathers. Although I had
Okay.
both. I was born into I was born in wedlock. My mother probably was actually married, but me, see, almost my friends, it became normal to see just mothers and
Mm-hmm.
children. Until I got older and realized that shit wasn't normal.
No, it's not.
I thought it was normal too to get your ass whipped with extension cords and sneakers and belts. That's why I thought this, because
Mm-hmm.
that's all I seen in my whole life. And realized, hold up, that's why BCW was created. Because that shit
Mm-hmm.
wasn't normal. So I'm like, oh shit. So now that I look back now at some of my family members and friends included, they're
Mm-hmm.
still doing the same thing because they think it's normal. I'm like, that's not normal. Speak to your children. You keep hitting them, they go down to a shut down state. And you need to speak to your
Mm-hmm.
children. And then I realized, oh, this whole time, me and my friends were living in a total destruction state this whole way through.
But
So
that's
now I have to address this. Go ahead.
no, but I'm saying but the thing is being aware and then taking accountability for the change. And that is what that's what that is, you know. So I agree with you on that point. Because a lot of things that we do normalize aren't normal, and that's when we have to reformat the brain to think different. But that starts with the individual. And I mean, yes, there's catalysts of change. You're a catalyst of change. I'm trying to be a catalyst of change that promote the kind of thinking that at least causes a conversation. And that is what I'm at least wanting, at least a conversation. You don't have to change your mind completely, but it allows you to have a conversation with your brethren or your sisterin.
See, and my thing is, I always encourage these type of conversations, right? And sometimes it could get wrong uncut because most of when men speak, we speak aggressive. It's how we are amongst, like in the barber shops or at my homeboy's house or at a Domino's game. We just speak aggressive. Is how we speak. So when women come in the area and we speak, we look weird to women because they don't get us. So now when women in a conversation, we gotta switch our language so y'all can get what we're saying, and vice versa. If I come around a bunch of women, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I'm lost because I'm used to aggression in conversations. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's, so women, I get it. So mind you, I'm trying to find the medium when men and women can sit down and have a respectable conversation, and literally show women to tell men, you hurt me. This is how you hurt me. Without men getting into their feelings, because even if I didn't hurt you personally, I'm still a black man, so my people still hurt your we all still one together. But I need to be able to like hear you explain how we hurt you so we could identify we have an issue here on my end, because on my end, I don't think nothing wrong with what I'm doing to y'all. But
Mm-hmm.
you experience this, so you can tell me this. But then it should be able to be reciprocated the same way. I should be able to tell you how you're hurting me without being
Mm-hmm.
shamed for it. If I say, woman, listen, man, black woman, man, stop twerking every 15 seconds, man. This twerking to rest don't look good on you, man. It's a time and a place for everything. I don't
Greetings.
mind you twerking, right?
I'm
And then
sorry.
they say to me, well, who hurt you? And that's when it goes left. I mean, you hurt me. Do you understand that I'm saying this because I'm hurt? Like
Mm-hmm.
we put you one. So mind you,
Well,
you out
that's why
there,
people have to learn about gaslighting and different techniques and
yes,
things of that nature and how to combat it, you know, because a lot of people don't even know that they're doing it. You know, some people might not feel that they're gaslighting. They're just sharing, you know, their how they feel. You know, a lot of people go like, you know, when you're like, oh my goodness, you know, if you had a girlfriend and she did something and she's like, I can never do anything right. I can never do anything right. That's gaslighting because I'm sure you didn't say she can do it nothing right. She's
facts.
so, I mean, yes, I get it, you know, and like I said, I'm not one to condone bad behavior, right? Women or men, if you're wrong, you're wrong. And that's where I stand on it. So, what? Come up here. Come up here.
It's a
Come,
cat or a
come.
dog.
It's a dog. Come on. Okay. So, um, I lost my train of thought. It's getting late. What time is it? It's midnight.
Yeah, I know.
I was not
After
supposed to
this
be
right
on here
now,
this
I'm
long.
about to do my podcast episode right now on two different topics. And I got work in
Okay.
the morning. I come from work, I design, I sit down to design at about 11 o'clock, my sewing machine, and then I start prepping for my podcast episode after that.
Mhm.
I'm gonna work.
Okay.
But before I go, man, I just want to tell you, keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate you. Even though we have opposing views, no one's supposed to think the same. So when we have we need to promote these type of conversations because I can learn from you in a disagreement and vice versa. I would never be
I
stubborn on
agree.
something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna. I mean, not if it makes sense and she might have a point. I will acknowledge your point. Look it up. Oh, she was right, and then come online. Oh yeah, you was right about that. And there's nothing. It don't hurt me and nothing. We grow from this. I just want to see black women and black men like literally finding true love again and getting married and having children. I really want to see that. So and stop killing each other. The black men. I can't stand. I can't stand it. I can't. That's one of my biggest pet peeve is black men. All right. One thing before I go. Three things that I hate. Oh my bad. I'm not gonna get into details, but three things that I hate the most,
Okay.
and it's not black women. 'Cause I love black women the most. Is black men killing each other. Um, the destruction of black family and extreme white feminists. These are the three things I just can't stand. An extreme white woman feminist, they're the ones who brainwashed my black woman out of
Mm-hmm.
position and they kept their position. I don't like these people. I don't like them. I'm sorry. They call me a bigot or whatever they want to call me, but I can't talk to radical white feminists. They make my skin itch. But go ahead. Anyway, you have a good night. Thank you for
You
letting me come on for
too,
more than two
Maddox.
minutes. Thank you. All right.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so I totally let him commandeer. But yes, I'm going to say that for you that have may have been in past lives, that is the most civil uh conversation that me and Max have had in a while. So I will say that that was a blessing. That if I can say anything from this episode is that, we've built a bridge. And that's what I'm all about, is building bridges. Night Angel Exodus, on that note, we're leaving out. Peace out. Love y'all. And of course, always keep your crown straight. Take care.